Welcome to Hordie's Lucid Nightmare Guide. We'll try to guide you through getting this mount the fastest and easiest way possible. Be sure to do each step in order or it won't count. So the first step is go to Delaran, and you want to go to the top floor of Curiosities and More. And you'll go up the stairs, and on a table there is the very first scroll. All you gotta do is click it. And that one is as simple as that.
Okay, step 2 is going to take you out to Old War. So fly out to Old War and Storm Peaks, zone in. You're going to have to kill the first boss. After you kill him, you can run all the way down the hall to the scrapyard to XT Deconstructor's room. You can skip the 2 optional bosses on the side. Okay, after you kill XT Deconstructor in his room in the northwest corner, there's a big scrap heap. There's a rusty lever up in there. It's kind of hard to find. It's right where I was on my little unicorn mount right there. You're just going to pull that lever, and then after you do that, a grid of lights will appear in the center of the room. Okay, so you have to turn on the pattern in the lights. This was the image that we used. We found it the easiest to follow. All of the black lights in that image that we just showed need to be turned on to green. So I found it the easiest just to go in row by row and turn them on and just follow that pattern until you get all of them turned on. Even with 2 of us, this took 8 minutes, so it will take you a little bit of time, especially if you're by yourself, but it's not difficult, just time consuming. After you complete the pattern, a small square will pop up in the center of the room, and the note that you need is right in the center. Click it and you'll be on your way to the next.
Okay, on to step 3, Temple of Ankara. Make your way to the temple and pretty much just run all the way to the end of the instance to a little room just off to the side of the last boss, Cthulhu. And you'll come up to a little podium with a mine larva on it. You can go ahead and click it, and it will open up a Jewelcraft type mini game. The object of the game is to match 5 brains, and that's it. Once you finally match up your brains, the game will disappear and another scroll will appear on the table right in front of you. Go ahead and click it, and you are off to your next step.
Step 4 is going to take you to Deepholm. Before you go to Deepholm, you're going to want to stop by an auction house and buy yourself a Shadow Weave mask if you cannot craft one for yourself. This is essential for the next step. When you get to Deepholm, you're going to want to go to the cave at 5825. We've marked the location on the map there. If you quested in Deepholm at all, you will recognize this cave for sure as a spot for dailies. All right, enter the cave, follow it around, past the worm that goes in a circle. In the room behind that, behind this rock, there is a fissure. You're going to want to click on the fissure. It's going to give you a warning. You're going to want to accept that warning. And then that is going to take you into this cavern. The cavern is empty aside from a chair at the back. You're going to want to make your way over to the chair. Behind the chair, on the back of it, it took us a minute to find it. It's very tiny. There's a little plaque on the back that you're going to want to click. After you click that, You're going to want to equip your Shadow Weave mask. Once you have equipped your mask, you're going to be able to see a skull on the front of the chair. And you're going to want to click on that skull. Once you do, your next clue is going to appear on the floor, and you click it, and you're good to go.
So step 5 is no mirror. So if you're a horde, the best way to get there is to take the teleporter at Grumgold Base Camp. If you're Alliance, it's not hard to get there. Follow this map. The red dotted lines will guide you right to a series of consoles. The object here is to flip the consoles into a code. Each time you hit one, it'll either increase or decrease the number on it. So you just have to pay attention to what it is. And here's the code for easy reference. So this is me doing it. I'm going to speed it up in interest of time. It took me about 2 minutes to do it, so it doesn't take a whole lot of time. Once you get the last console, if you did everything right, a note will pop up right there in front of you on the floor. Click it and you are on your way.
Okay, step 6 is going to take you to Val'Sharah. You're going to want to go to 6636.5 on your map. There's a little hut there. It's up on a little ledge behind one of the rares that flies around right there. You're going to want to go into that little hut. Okay, inside the hut there's a brain, and you're going to want to click on that. And that's going to bring up a string puzzle. And basically you have to untangle it. So you do that by clicking the little dots, and when you click one and then click another one, it basically switches them. And so you have to untangle them into, I believe, 5 separate shapes. As you untangle them, the lines will turn blue, and you basically just have to work it out and try different things until all the lines turn blue and you have everything separated. This can be kind of frustrating, and it takes some time to do, and there's no one way to do it because every puzzle is going to be different. Once you have completed your puzzle, the next clue is going to pop up on the floor right beneath the brain that you click to start it.
A 7th step happens in the endless halls and Kunlai's summit. You want to go to 53.4 and 49.1. You want to enter the Tomb of Secrets. Go all the way to the end of the hallway. You have to kill a couple NPCs. And click on an urn to eat the ashes. Don't ask me, that's just what you gotta do. So once you eat the ashes, it'll give you a warning. There's no way out of this next area besides to Hearth or Port or anything like that. This is where you enter the Endless Halls maze. And this is where the frustration comes in. I'm going to link down a couple resources that you could use. One is an add-on called Lucid Nightmare. And then there's a couple websites that have good tools to use here. The object here is to go from room to room, collect the orbs to put on the tables with the corresponding colors of runes. So a lot of this is sped up just for interest of time. It's very frustrating and it takes a long time to do. So don't be too frustrated. Here's an example. Here's a yellow orb that I have picked up, and now the object is to find another room with that table that has a yellow rune on it. It took me a little while to find it, but I did eventually find one. I ran across a purple orb room. While you can only hold one orb at a time. So here's where you put that orb down. One thing to note is that a lot of the rooms cross over each other, so there's different levels. So if you're using these tools, make sure you're using them correctly and marking everything that you should. I'm not going to go over how to use the add-on. It's pretty self-explanatory and you can figure it out. But here I am putting my last rune on, which, to be honest, I didn't expect it because I lost count throughout the run. Once you are done, the next room you'll go into will be a lit up room like this. You just walk up to the center table there and you click on the scroll, and that will be your very last clue.
Okay, so if you survived the maze and didn't put your head through your monitor, you are next going to want to go to Karazhan. You're going to want to go to the waypoint 39.85, 73.6, and go into the Forgotten Crypt. Way down deep in the Pit of Criminals, you're going to have to do some exploring. It's pretty deep within the crypt. You're going to finally enter a room that has a big mound of bones, and the Puzzler's Desire is going to be right there for you. If you are on an artifact quest and you can't see the Puzzler's Desire box, then you are going to have to abandon your artifact quest so that you'll be able to see it. Alright, and if you made it through all of these steps, congratulations on your beautiful new mount. Remember, this will take several hours to do from start to finish, so make sure you set aside enough time.